I have a clip here of K. Michelle speaking about the black family structure in our community and why isn't it as strong as the white. Let's get into the news.
Well, being in Atlanta all this time and then going to Nashville, where it's predominantly white. One, they go home at 5 and 6 o'clock when they're producing because they go home to their families. Being a country singer, if you are a singer in country music, you're a man. If you are not married, it is not respected. Family is respected in country music in that space. But in our space, we are singing about side chicks. We are glorifying a lot of women. That's not what happens in Nashville.
I think she's missing the fact that the music industry has a big hand in what music goes out and what music don't. Not only that, the powers that be had came a long time ago and stopped promoting positive rap like that. We had the Public Enemies, we had the Rum DMCs, we had the Commons, we had Talib Kweli. Then they had a meeting that changed hip hop to fill the prison system, the private prison system. So they start pushing gangster rap. Then you have NWA and shit like that.
You can't call a woman a bitch, a hoe in Nashville, because they'll never even listen to your music and your professional career will suffer. At what point in the black community do our men create real homes? And even talking, just our first time talking, and you said you didn't even mean for that to happen. Life happens. I'm not here to judge life. I'm looking at a successful black man that has the ability to literally turn the narrative on black family.
It's not solely on black men to change that narrative. And I'm not going to just put it a one-sided argument like she's trying to do is black man fault. That's predominantly the problem right there with people. It's always finger pointing and nobody never has accountability or self-accountability about the problems that are going on within the community. Yes, black men are doing things, but they're also black women are doing things. Black women ran men out of households due to government procedure. The man couldn't be in the household to create a stable foundation. They chose money over the father. Why she's not alluding to that? I'm not trying to bash her because she's right. But I think she's very, very misinformed about how all this came into play. Is she forgetting about the house nigga and the field nigga? This shit been going on. It been some type of a bullshit war between blacks, especially inside of the family structure.
The story of what housing and other living conditions look like for many black Americans is pretty bleak. And that's by design. It's been proven that the modern phenomenon of concentrated black poverty was an intentional government-sponsored institution. This is in part why President Biden issued an executive order back in January intended to right the historical wrongs black folks have faced when it comes to housing and home ownership in this country.
My whole family, they're married. I'm not the girl who didn't see what a man creating a black family is supposed to be. So I'm asking right now, black men, I got to my black men to really step up for black women and create families. Yeah. It's really not cool.
I understand where she's coming from and I feel for her. Because her heart is in the right place, but the information is really wrong. What about the women on Instagram shaking their ass? These are not women that men see themselves being with. Not only that, most of these women are picking the wrong mates. As for her, when she's alluding to black men, there are a lot of responsible black men that have created great families. I'm one of them. I used to be a drug dealer. I used to be a gangbanger. I used to be this and that. But when I had kids, I put all that shit aside. I've been with my wife over 20 years. So what she's saying, I have seen, and I have seen from people that were once thugs or criminals or whatever the case may be and took the right path. So this thing she's talking about, it does exist. It exists in a facet to where they use that. So they can blame, hey, this is why this is going on. Everything is not clear cut dry. A lot of this shit has layers that's deeply rooted within our community.
Black men are attacking black women And it's not a cool, they're not creating homes, they're creating babies everywhere.
What about the women that are allowing them to create these babies? Man, most of these women ain't fucking with these niggas unless they thugs, bro. They don't want the good guy. You think these bitches going to go get BBLs to fuck with a square that work at a bank? No, they trying to look appealing to these fucking thugs. So who you pick is a reflection of who you are. Let's keep it real. Your body is a magnet. So if you are attracting no good niggas, then maybe you should do some self insight and look into yourself and see why you keep picking these ain't shit niggas. I don't think it's solely on black men, and women never take any accountability for the shit they do. It fucking baffles me.
And I'm asking you, other successful black men, to be, you have to set an example as leads. The cute social media back and forth on black women. Black women are strong. Black women are where you come from, this and that. So there probably isn't any sympathy for you and just life happening because there's so many other things around you going on.
I remember songs, I Don't Want No Scrub. I remember Keisha Cole had a song, I Should Have Cheated. And there is even K. Michelle, when she's speaking about that, she made some fucked up songs dissing black men. Now all of a sudden, you got a plea for black men to come back home. What about all them times y'all was twerking in the club 4, 5 in the morning? What about all these women show nothing but their ass on Instagram and other social media places? How are we supposed to take these women serious? Let's be real. One of the main things that attracted me to my woman was she didn't like that type of shit. And I knew I can build a life with her. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of these black men do pick the wrong women. They do. Same as these goddamn women do. They pick the wrong niggas. Niggas see a big booty and the bitch really ain't even got to be cute. As long as that bitch got a fat ass booty, these niggas gonna fuck anything. That's just plain and simple. It's the mind state of the people.
Women, what is going on with the black family? We are consistently creating the cycle of kids who can't come home and see their daddy there.
As I was saying before, pertaining to that, the housing, when housing was first created, the man was not allowed to stay in the house in order for them to receive financial assistance from the government. The government had a plan to remove the black man from the household, to destabilize the structure of the black family. If a man isn't there, then you have to learn woman values. That's why a lot of these young men that were growing up are more emotional based than logic. That's why they kill people. They don't give a fuck about problem solving or conflict resolution or anything of that nature. They are emotionally handicapped. They never had a true strong black man to show them, hey, this is how you deal with emotion. This is how you deal with anything that has to do with any problems. You use logic. You use what makes sense and what doesn't.
At what point is the successful black man in this world going to step in and really create structure? I see white men doing it every day. I get to witness the best of both worlds every day.
How about this? How about we both come together and just stop putting shit on black men? How about that? How about we meet halfway? Why is there always such a finger pointing mechanism within our community where it's, hey, you're the problem. You're the problem. We are the fucking problem. Let's just keep it real. We are all the problem. We are all to blame. It is not one person that's just sole responsibility to fix fucking everything. It's not. As a people, you get stronger by coming together.
At what point do the successful black men build black families? We ain't gonna ever have a black family if y'all don't do it.
I disagree. And I don't like the narrative that's being painted like black men ain't shit. She just alluded to the fact she doesn't like when black men do it. So why would you turn around and do it to us? None of this is going to help anybody bridge any gaps. This is nothing more than more confusion, more finger pointing, more blaming, instead of getting everybody to come to the table and bare your soul where you can say, hey, you know what? We was wrong for this. We're going to start trying to do this more. And then women come to the table and say, hey, you know what? We're going to stop this. And we're going to try to do this more. That's how you gain the understanding and clarity where we can build leverage so we can have more black households. We can have more stable families. We can do better things in our community. Tell me what you guys think. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys back here in another video.